Most entrepreneurs are making the enormous mistake of not understanding the criticalness of brand messaging. So today, by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how important brand messaging is to the growth of your brand, especially if you're someone that wants to move to Africa, transfer their business to Africa, do business in Africa, whether it's Tanzania, Kenya, South Africa, Seychelles, Mauritius, Ghana, Namibia, wherever it is. This one lesson is universal no matter where you are in the world. And the message is how important it is to properly brand your business. This is something we go through in Educators Amplified, our group coaching program, which will be open again October 7th. But you can look at the enrollment page to see if it's the right fit for your business in this season. But let's get into these statistics, okay? Because this is going to help you get in the right mindset around how important your website copy is, the message that you're putting out on YouTube or on social media, and how important it is that you're correctly articulating your expertise. Because if you don't properly tell your audience why they need your service or why they need your solution, then they're just not going to buy, and your message is going to fall on dull ears, and you're going to be like, why am I marketing and educating crickets? And it's because your message needs a tweak. So let's talk about this. According to exploringtopics.com, their branding website, their branding statistics, legacy of their articles, they say 81% of consumers need to trust a brand to consider buying. That's more than two-thirds of consumers need to trust a brand to consider buying. And so the automatic question for you is, how do you build trust for your business and for your brand, especially as a new entrepreneur? And you qualify as a new entrepreneur if you are 1 to 5 years in business. Past the 5 to 10 year mark, then you're mid-level. Past that 10-year mark, you're a senior business that's been in business. You have regular income coming in. You get working capital, you receive everything that you need because your business is structured properly. But in the new phase of business, how are you going to get people to trust your brand? Let's go to the next statistic. The next one is 77% of consumers prefer shopping with brands they follow on social media. And so if you're of the mindset, you're like, I just don't want to be on social media. I don't want to show my face. I'm an introvert. By the way, I'm also an introvert. I just don't want to be out there. Well, you can also just say, I actually don't want to have a business. I don't want to have any type of brand. I don't want to make any sales. I don't want to drive impact in my community. I don't want to serve people with education consulting. I just want to be at a W-2 at the 9 to 5 for the rest of my life. That's fine, but make sure you make that decision. Number 3, 65% of consumers say a brand's CEO and employees influence their decision to buy. This is where hiring a team comes in, or working with a mentor and expert, okay? Because your network really is your net worth. The network and resources that you allow yourself to take part of and you allow yourself to receive will actually create the trajectory for your business moving forward. Inside of our business, Tiffy G writes, we have worked with about 4 to 5 different mentors over an 8 to 9 year time span. Okay, and so we're always learning, we're always critiquing, we're always refining our offers, which is why we were able to create such a magnificent program like Educators Amplified, where new entrepreneurs literally come in confused and then leave with clarity and a clear 3 to 6 month marketing roadmap with their website copy that they wrote from the logistical structure that we put together based on our marketing agency that has served 221 different businesses in finance, in e-commerce, in skincare, in marketing, in law, in tax relief, in logistics, okay? All of these different brands. And so when you're able to go behind the scenes of that many businesses, you start to pick out patterns, okay? This is how we've been able to grow so much, because after having that much expertise, you identify patterns very quickly. So we can look at somebody's brand message and automatically understand, okay, this is where the gap is. We can look at your website copy and automatically say, okay, you need to shift this headline, okay? And this is actually going to win you more clients within the next 30 to 60 days, literally just by switching your brand message and by making sure people have the ability to trust you. Now, the only way that people are going to be able to trust you is if you show up enough, because frequency and consistency are the formula and the recipe to build trust. Without both frequency and consistency, when I say frequency, I mean you're showing up every day to talk to people and educate them about your brand solution or about their biggest problem. When I say consistency, I'm talking about your branding guidelines. Have you sat down to do a full brand deep dive to pull the gold from your offers so that your audience, when they see your message on social media, on your website, on your podcast, wherever you're educating your audience, they automatically know this is the right consultant for me? That should be the type of phenomena you want in your business. Now, there are over 10,000 branding and positioning agencies worldwide. That's a cool statistic, and you should be looking into working with one of them, because this is the groundwork, the foundational level. If you could imagine your business as a house, right now your branding guide is the foundation. Now, if you build a house on a bad foundation, it's going to fall. You're going to have to fix the foundation. You're going to have cracks. You're going to have all types of problems. Your business is the same way. But if you start with that strong foundation, which is your branding guide, which goes beyond the name, which goes beyond colors and logos, which goes beyond graphics, really digging into the emotions of your brand and how you help your audience move from A to Z. How to use analogies in your communication strategy, how to use repetition, how to pull out brand values, your mission and value statement, how to create a more concise message, because we've also had teachers, for example, go through the program and they have a huge list of things, because you guys are educated, you guys are experts, you guys have these huge lists of everything that you're great at. But your brand strategist, your copywriter, your marketing specialist, their job is to say, okay, all of this is wonderful, but let's extract just 3 to 4 things, 5 at the most, that's going to be the front facing of your website and of your brand. Then you can create different offers for customers who have already bought from you, and that dives into the realm of something that we call retention marketing and corporate communications. That's retention marketing. That means I need to retain the customers that I already have and enter them into phase 2 of the business, which means I'm only putting certain offers at the front. I'm not always telling everybody what I do. And so literally inside of our agency, we have offers that we know our customers go in to buy, but they're on the back end, because those people, they naturally start to question, hey, am I going to also need SMS marketing? Am I going to need a hashtag strategy? Am I going to need Instagram marketing? Should I also look into editing my blog and auditing it? These are questions that people inside of our marketing agency, 8-figure, 7-figure, multi-6-figure, high 6-figure earning entrepreneurs come in and they naturally ask. So we don't have to sell them. They naturally ask because there's a natural demand. And we want to teach you how to create natural demand for your products and your services, so you don't have to feel like, oh, I have to go and sell someone like this sleazy car salesman that's just out saying, hey, get this Toyota Corolla, it's the best thing on the market. Like, no, we're diving into strategic communications and positioning inside of Educators Amplified and inside of everything that we do in the creative agency. Now, Gen Zers, this is the next statistic, they mainly use Instagram to research brands. That means if Gen Z is your target market and you want to work with that younger generation, you're doing a lot of education for them. Maybe they need a business consultancy program from you. Maybe they need a communications course from you. Maybe they need a graphic design course. Maybe it's something with food and wellness that you're trying to help Gen Z with. If you want to reach them, you're going to have to be on Instagram. This is why statistics matter. Versus baby boomers who primarily use Google to research brands. So you're like, cool, they use Google. How do I pop up into Google without having to use Google Ads? Well, you do what we're doing here and you come up with headlines for your YouTube posts that are based on search engine optimization, SEO. It's basically, Google has these things that we call crawlers, okay? And they're like little robots who scan messages that people produce to see if they can find keywords. If you have these keywords and you have a keyword strategy in place, then you automatically pop up. I remember we were working with a company called Black Girl Sunscreen back in 2018. the very early phase of their business, super early. We did the website copy and they had an SEO strategist, okay? This person extracted the keywords so that we could then go through and produce the website content and the blog content that would get them free traffic, and has been getting them free traffic for the past 6 years. To the point now they're so large now that they're in stores all across the world, okay? And so this is where brand positioning and strategy is critical for your business. I mean, without a strategy, you don't have a business. This goes beyond business planning. You can have a business plan like, hey, in year 1, we're going to launch, and then year 2, we're going to go into this next phase. Then year 3, we're going to go and get into another state or another country. That's fine. But how are you actually going to drive the website traffic and the audience to make that a reality? Unless you're going door to door, you and 5 other salespeople, the way they did in the 1960s, unless you're going door to door with flyers that you're passing out, and you're standing in the highways and the byways, you're standing in the mall, getting the word out about your brand. Unless you're doing that, you need to be on social media. It's not even if and but, it's you have to, or else people will not know who you are. And if people don't know who you are, how are they going to find out they have a problem that you can solve? Because you're an expert at what you do. You and I both know that. We can look at your work history and we already know. You bring in numbers for companies, large numbers. You help clients move from A to Z. You have life-changing experience, but the issue is not enough people know about it. And so that's where the website traffic has to come in, or the YouTube traffic, the Instagram traffic. But that traffic is only going to come in the right traffic, what we call attraction marketing, comes when you actually produce your own content and become your own content production studio for your own business, okay? So those were the statistics that I want to share with you. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and leave you a blog down below so that you can look into this a bit further with the quiet lurker buyer marketing strategy, because most high ticket clients, when you want to structure a program that has 7 to 10 students, or if you're trying to structure, because we have 3 different types of clients that come into Educators Amplified, you're either trying to structure a program where 7 to 10 students come in and do Zoom sessions with you for like $350 per month per student on a term of 6 months, or you're trying to work with people in a consultancy fashion where you have a high ticket offer and they want to work with you to get to their next level, whether that's being a travel consultant, some kind of expat consultant, a health and wellness consultant. Either way, they're working with you at a high top tier level where it could be an incubator of 4 people, or you're actually offering your service. You're a finance company, you're a lawyer, you're some kind of professional and expert that wants to articulate your value online automatically all the time with no off seasons. And so you have to continue to duplicate and get that message out repeatedly. And by the way, do not be afraid to use repetition in your marketing. Repetition is how we learn. If you just take it from personal human development, human personal development from a child-based level, go back to the days where you would educate children. Or if you have not been an educator of children, this may be something new that you're learning. Children learn through repetition. Adults are the same way. And so if you're not willing to automatically all the time teach people and reiterate what you're saying and finding new analogies, finding new stories, finding new ways to say the same thing differently over and over consistently for the next few years, then you're not going to find the traction that you want in your business. And then once you're able to get that traction in your consultancy, that first 1 to 5 years in business, then you can really scale. Then you can get working capital to scale your operations, right? That's what everybody wants to get. Everybody wants to get funding. Then you have the structure for your business. And we teach people this inside of our curriculum, Multiply Your Talents, which you receive for free inside of Educators Amplified. It's a complimentary program that goes with Educators Amplified. But the thing is, Educators Amplified is live sessions, 8 weeks, where we're asking you very critical, difficult questions. You're going to be like, how do I even answer this? And that's a good sign. That shows that you're going through the program and you're learning new branding guidelines that you're going to need to articulate and talk to people in this economy, because this economy is different than the 2020 economy, okay? So check out the blog down below. It's called The Quiet Lurker Buyer, Understanding High Ticket Buyer Psychology. We published it on tiffygwrites.com. It's an excellent blog. It goes through the decision-making process, how to have recognition for your audience, the pre-purchase search, the evaluation of the alternatives for the consideration phase of making a buying decision, and then finally the purchase decision. After that, we go through email marketing, which is the impact of sales psychology, because our firm is an email marketing firm, and that's what we do on the front end. That's what people see email marketing, because email is pivotal for a business. And if you're not using email, you need to use it like yesterday, okay? And so if you're learning new terms and you're like, wow, I don't know what these terms are, just go ahead, read the blog, check it out. It's wonderful. It's one of the best performing blogs on the marketing blog, our 8-year-old marketing blog right now. So enjoy it. I am going to enjoy my African island life and go to the store and have some quality time with our children, get some good food, and go drink one of my favorite teas, which is this boba tea they have. And so I will see you guys later. Go ahead, check out that blog, like this, comment below, and share if you have any questions, because I'm available to answer your questions. So I'll talk to you soon.